It's a breezy day in the garden, so you'll have to excuse the wind noise. It's probably going to be quite bad actually once it's recorded, but anyway, never mind. But today I'm going to be propagating one of my favourite climbers, and that is Honeysuckle. I'm not entirely sure what exact variety this is, but it's got that classic honeysuckle flower to it, and it's like the quintessential English cottage garden climber. So I'm going to duplicate these and have some more. So the first thing you want to do is select a nice long vine, and I can see quite a few there, preferably without any flower buds on, but it's not the end of the world if it does have a flower bud on, because you can always snip it off. But that one there is looking like a suitable candidate, so got my snippers. I'm just going to go and take this vine off right at the base of the plant, so kind of up to the main stem. I'm just going to cut it here. And there we've got a nice long stem with several cuttings that I can make out of that. So next thing I'm going to do is go and mix up my rooting medium. So as I've said many times before in my previous propagation videos, I like to use a 50-50 mix of perlite and seed and cutting compost, which I'll mix up by hand in this bucket here. Now, I haven't really got very much perlite left, so I'm probably going to water that ratio down. Don't necessarily need the perlite anyway, but I'm probably going to do like a, I don't know, 1 to 3. So 1 handful of perlite and 3 handfuls of this, just because I want to do a fair few cuttings today, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So there's my medium mixed up in this bucket. A little bit lighter on perlite than I would normally do, but I'm sure that'll be absolutely fine. So I'm just going to decant this into some pots, because I'm obviously going to be doing my honeysuckle cuttings, but I was planning on doing some cuttings of penstemons and some persicaria today as well, so I needed plenty of this. So I'm just going to find some suitable pots and get this medium into them. So I had just enough to fill up these 5 pots, so that should keep me going. I'm going to do a pot of honeysuckle, pot of persicaria, and then 3 pots of different varieties of penstemon. But the first thing I need to do is moisten the medium, because I like to moisten it before I put the cuttings in. So I'm just going to give them a good moisten. I want the water to be flowing out from the bottom of the pot by the time I'm done, because the intention is once they go in my little propagation tote, I'm not really going to need to water them, because of the humidity will stop it from evaporating. But just want to make sure that that's trickling out the bottom, which it is, and we're ready to go. So I've got all my essential tools. I've got a little dish for my rooting gel. I've got my Clonex rooting gel, which is my go-to rooting gel, because it contains genuine rooting hormones. I've got a screwdriver just for dibbing, and a pair of snippers as well. So first thing I'm going to do is decant some of this rooting gel into that dish. The reason for doing that is to reduce the chances of contamination from bacteria and fungus and that kind of thing. very gloopy and vibrant purple stuff. And that'll probably do for today's operation. So, with honeysuckle cuttings, you do internodal cuttings. And basically what a node is basically a leaf joint, leaf bud here. So that's a node, that's a node, that's a node. Most plants, when you're taking cuttings, you'd cut just below a leaf node, but certain climbing plants such as clematis and honeysuckle, you cut in between. So what I'm going to do is cut here, cut there, pop that down there for a moment, cut there, cut there, cut there as well, and there. I think the rest of the material, apart from maybe this next one's a bit soft, so I'll leave that. Then what I like to do is just remove the stem from above the leaf node, so that leaves you with that. And then I like to cut the leaves in half, and the reason why we do that is to stop the leaves transpiring so much and losing as much moisture. So again, cut above the leaf joint, fold the leaves in half, cut in half, that leaves you with that. And that's more than enough leaf area to help the cutting photosynthesize. Once you know the process, it's quite simple and straightforward and quite quick, really. The wind is really picking up today. It's a bit annoying, really, because I know it's going to come out on the video quite badly. But there we have several honeysuckle cuttings, and literally all you need to do is just dip the end in to the rooting gel and then just pop it in the side of the pot, the edge of the pot. And why do we put it in the edge of the pot? Well, apparently it's two things. Bloody hell, this wind is getting on my nerves. But yeah, apparently it's two things. One, it doesn't dry out as much or as quick. And two, the edge of the pot's warmer, which helps with helps encourage root development. And you might be wondering why I haven't used my screwdriver as a dibbler. Well, to be honest with you, these cuttings are so firm, you don't really need to. And this stuff's so sticky, it's not going to just rub off when you push the cutting in. I know some people might disagree with that, but why make life hard for yourself? And there we have one pot with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 honeysuckle cuttings. So I'm going to go and do some cuttings of some other plants now, and then I'll bring you back and show you my propagation tub. Right, so here are all my cuttings. We've got my honeysuckle cuttings here, some Persicaria Purple Fantasy, and then 2 varieties of penstemons, one of which I'm not entirely sure which variety that is. but it looked nice, so I thought I'd take some cuttings. And then these two are penstemon strawberries and cream. So here's my propagation tote. I'm just going to put them inside there alongside these Clematis montana marjories, which have rooted. Just going to leave them in there a while yet, just to make sure they get well rooted before I then try and do anything with them. And here they all are in my sealed plastic tote box. Basically acts as a little mini greenhouse. Important the lid's on there securely, and then as long as you keep it out of the sun, hence why I've kept it under this wood store. Basically the sun kind of goes across there, so it doesn't really get any direct sunlight. But yeah, so as long as the lid's sealed, you shouldn't really need to water these too often. So I'd like to come along every couple of weeks and just have a little look and see if I need to re-moisten the compost. But yeah, it tends to work quite well. So hopefully that will serve to inspire some people to take some cuttings. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.